What is going on, Summoners? We're back here today with another Champion Deep Dive. Today, we're talking about Moondragon. So sit back and relax, cause it's time to get into it. Moondragon enters the contest with telepathic powers that grant her immunity to reverse controls. Additionally, she reduces the potency of incoming bleed, poison, power sting, and degeneration effects from champions and from nodes by 30%. She also has mind blasts that are triggered when hitting the opponent's block with her first medium or light attack. This also happens when interrupting the opponent's heavy attack. These don't trigger on well-timed blocks. And interrupting the opponent's light or medium attack will trigger a Mind Blast on every hit throughout her combo. These attacks deal a burst of energy damage and grant Moondragon 1% of her max power. Each time she triggers a Mind Blast, she gains 1 Psionic charge, each granting her additional critical damage rating. Here's a sneaky pro tip. Delaying momentarily while hitting the opponent's block can sometimes allow you to punish the defender's counterattack and stack up those charges. While suffering from a bleed, poison, power sting, or degen effect from a champion or from a node, she'll gain a psionic charge every 0.75 seconds. And when reaching 20 charges, she purifies all debuffs and enters Psionic Transcendence for 12 seconds, gaining 1 Psionic charge for each debuff purified, maxing out at 40 stacks. While this is active, her attacks cannot be evaded. She reduces the potency of bleed, poison, power sting, and degen effects from champions or nodes by an additional flat 50%, and she inflicts 5 energy vulnerability debuffs on the opponent. While Psionic Transcendence is active, she'll also inflict an additional energy vulnerability debuff every time she gains a side charge. These max out at 25 stacks. Psionic Transcendence is paused during the opponent's special attacks, and for 2 seconds when a psionic charge is gained. All stacks of energy vulnerability and psionic charges are removed when Psionic Transcendence ends. Now, let's check out her special attacks. The Special 1. After the final hit, she gains 3 psionic charges, and begins channeling to gain up to 6 more. While this is happening, incoming basic attacks passively miss for 2.5 seconds. And she'll stop channeling if she performs an action or is struck. With the Special 2, each hit deals a burst of energy damage multiplied by her critical damage multiplier. Also, Psionic Transcendence is paused during this attack. The Special 3. At the end of this attack, she inflicts an Incinerate debuff, dealing energy damage for 25 seconds. If Psionic Transcendence is active, she inflicts a critical Incinerate passive instead. Psionic Transcendence is paused while her Incinerate is active on the opponent. Now let's check out her signature ability. When awakened, while Psionic Transcendence is active, Moondragon's special attacks become passively unblockable. Also, her heavy attack gains up to 60% additional critical rating while under 1 bar of power. And she inflicts an indefinite energy vulnerability debuff on the opponent when striking them with her heavy attack. If this attack counters the defender's special attack, she triggers a Mind Blast instead. Now, let's take her out for a spin in the champion rotation. To begin, Start building your psionic charges by striking the opponent's block or punishing their basic attacks. If the defender isn't inflicting a poison, bleed, degen, or power sting effect, use your special 1 to gain additional charges. And once you reach 20, you'll enter Psionic Transcendence. But don't stop there. Stay aggressive and keep gaining your charges to keep it paused while stacking on more energy vulnerability debuffs. From here, launch your special 2 to burst the opponent down. And now that you're all ramped, you could repeat, or take advantage of your increased critical rating on your heavy attack with your massive stack of energy vulnerability if you're in the mood to see some big yellow numbers. Now, let's check out some of her notable synergies. Before we get started, Moondragon starts the quest with 1 persistent charge, which she spends on the pre-fight screen to grant her teammates 3 Dragon of the Moon passives at the start of the fight. These grant immunity to reverse controls, and 1 passive is consumed each time this immunity activates. Moondragon gains 1 persistent charge when knocking out her opponent, maxing out at 3 charges. In the name of the moon. With Moon Knight on the team, Moondragon gains 5 psionic charges when Psionic Transcendence ends. As for Moon Knight, his critical hits gain 3.5% of his max power while under 2 bars of power. Psycho Mantis. With Mantis on the team, Moondragon gains an energy resistance buff while Psionic Transcendence is not active. As for Mantis, she activates a physical resistance buff for 6 seconds the first time she is struck. The Bald and the Beautiful. With Gore, Luke Cage, Kingpin, or Vision Arcus on the team, all Synergy members gain an energy resistance passive while they're attacking the opponent. Open Palm Technique. With Iron Fist and Immortal Iron Fist on the team, Moondragon gains a non-stacking Fury passive for 4 seconds when hitting the opponent's block with a basic attack. And as for Iron Fist, critical hits grant them an indefinite heavy proficiency passive, increasing their attack rating during heavy attacks. These max out at 3 stacks and are removed after landing a heavy. Did you see a synergy that blasted your mind? Thinking of a new synergy team? Let us know your thoughts below, and let's discuss. Thank you for watching this Champion Deep Dive for Moondragon. And hey, if you liked the video and want to see more, click subscribe, like, comment, and share. And remember, we'll see you in the Battle Round.